Thanks so much for your time. We're here at the beautiful Jackson Hole Mountain Resort in Wyoming in the United States. And what an amazing place to come. We're here in winter, but year round, it's a great resort, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I'm a touch biased, but yeah, I think what we have on offer here, 4 seasons a year, is wildly unique, even in the North American ski industry.
And behind you, there's a few people walking around. This is a busy day up here, isn't it?
It's a busy day. Yeah, we've been working really hard on what busy means around here. We're a little weary of the long lift lines and really aware of what kind of impact that has on someone who's spent an enormous amount of energy and money and other resources to get here. We want them to have the best time they possibly can when they're here. So we've been working on what busy looks like here at Jackson Hole.
We were talking before, I mean, some other resorts around this country earlier in the season had massive queues. Here, you guys control that and see everyone has a great experience.
Yeah, we've, casting no aspersions on anyone else, we've experienced that here as well. And we've decided that we are going to limit the capacity on the mountain daily to make sure that when you do get here, you have a great experience. And so what that means is there's a group of people that look at our capacity, do projections on season pass holder use, and then figure out how many day tickets we can make available on a day, so that everyone that is on the mountain are not standing around waiting in lines. They're doing what they came here to do.
And right behind where you are, there's a couple of hotels here, there's condominiums, so you can have the full ski in, ski out experience, or you can stay in the town of Jackson, which is 20 minutes away.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, staying over in town on the town square is fantastic. They've got all the traditional historical Wild West histories over there, the antler arches, all the good stuff. Great food, great nightlife, $1 Million Cowboy Bar. You can have a cocktail and saddle. That's your thing. And then out here, and yeah, it is a 15 to 20 minute drive out here. There's public transportation and easy shuttles. Most of the hotels have shuttles as well. Or you can stay here in Teton Village. And we have a wide range of lodging opportunities, everything from the Four Seasons to a hostel, and there's certainly tons of Airbnb and VRBO style lodging as well.
And behind you is the iconic aerial tram you have here at Jackson Hole. It's one of the most unique parts about this, but you've got such an amazing aerial network here, including a revamped brand new lift called the Thunder.
Yeah. So of course, probably our most iconic, way to travel up the mountain is the tram, Big Red, we like to call it, and that takes you up about 4,200 feet. And what that gives you access to, if you're a skier, is the longest contiguous downhill skiing in the country. You can also go up there and enjoy everything at the top of the mountain, which everything from, you're on the edge of a national park, Grand Teton National Park, and looking into Granite Canyon is just astoundingly beautiful. You can get one of our iconic waffles at historic Corbett's Cabin, and you can ski down, or you can get on the tram and come back down if that level of skiing isn't your thing. And then, as you mentioned, we replaced the Thunder Chair this year, and what that's done for the mountain is really I think the popular term has become people eater. It really moves people. It's a linchpin pinch point in our mountain as people transit the different locations. It's very central. It can be considered in a lot of ways the hub of the mountain. And the old chair was a fixed grip 4-person chair. We now have a detachable 4-person high-speed quad. And the old ride was about 7.5, 8 minutes, and this new ride's about 3.5 minutes. And so it just moves people through way faster, and it's probably even more of a positive impact than we forecasted in terms of really making the skiing experience great here.
And some 90% of your terrain is for intermediate and advanced skiers, but you've also got a great ski school here as well for beginners.
We do, yeah. We have a legendary mountain sports school here. We've got all kinds of different ways to brag about it. We have more PSIAA certified instructors than any other resort in the country. And sometimes I think that word school is inappropriate. I mean, this is a real academy. You can come and you can be an expert skier and get wildly better. And also just, we have guides, a mountain guide. We have inbounds mountain guides, and they can show you, all the little secret powder stashes. Even if it hasn't snowed for a couple days, you can go get fresh turns and really not only improve your skiing ability, even if you are an expert or an intermediate, but also show you places in the mountain that you might not get to otherwise on a vacation. And then we have backcountry guides that'll take you out our gates into our backcountry, and you can not only learn how to do that, you can access some skiing that's pretty incredible. But I also think it's equally as important, primarily on the north side of the mountain, on Opry Boo Mountain, we've got really good beginner and intermediate terrain as well. Our grooming, we're really proud of. I can't go all the way to second to none. I know there's other places that do it well as well, but our grooming and our snowmaking and how we treat that north side of the mountain makes that really accessible for any level of skier. And what that means is that entire families or groups can come, and there's something for everyone here. And regardless of where you ski on the mountain, you've skied Jackson Hole, so you've accomplished something when you leave.
And you've got some quite challenging intermediate runs, but they're nice and wide, so if you are coming down the hill with an instructor, you can really learn a lot of ways to get better without the crowds.
Yeah, you can, and that's a big part of our, with the active capacity management we're doing as well. That's a big part of our equation is, can someone, it doesn't do you any good to hire an instructor if there's nowhere to practice, if there's nowhere to learn. And so that's a big part of the equation with the capacity management as well.
And what's really X factor here at the resort?
And the X factor here is that you're having not only a world-class ski experience, a world-class destination experience, a world-class adventure travel experience, you're doing it with about as an authentic of Western frontier spirit as you can. This is still Northwestern Wyoming. And that is, with all the great amenities and all the great terrain and all the resources that go into making this resort what it is, you're still having a real frontier experience. As you've walked around, you might have walked on a few plank walkways. Those are still here over in town, as well as here in the village, and it's really unique in that way.
And great in summer as well. Mountain biking here, exceptional.
The mountain biking, the hiking, the interpretive experiences. We have a via ferrata, so folks of any climbing ability can really transit granite, huge granite faces, and safely and with a guide and clipped in the whole time. And so that's amazing. And yeah, I think you and I were talking about this earlier. The summers in a ski town have been figured out. And it's just stunningly beautiful here. There's more water here than you might imagine. There's multiple very accessible lakes. There's 2 national parks just right around the corner. The Snake River is here. The fishing's, it's a really wonderful destination in the summer as well.
Probably one of the best US ski resorts to get to in anywhere in the world, thanks to the air capacity. It's just so easy, isn't it?
The air capacity, the airport has done a really good job. And there's some obvious direct flights in Salt Lake and Denver, but you can get a nonstop flight in Jackson now from Miami. From Newark, from LaGuardia, from San Diego, Phoenix, LA, Seattle. You can get here really easily, and the airport and the team out there has done an incredible amount of work making sure that the runway is bigger, safer, facilities out there are second to none now. And it's literally the only place in the US you can fly in and land in a national park. That's pretty cool.
And so convenient from guests from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.